All right, before we go on to some other aspects of the WARN Acts, I just want to warn you all, pun obviously intended, that I referred to the 30-day period for measuring the numbers of employment loss earlier, and that's the way the statute defines those terms. But if you read the statute further, it turns out that 30 days sometimes, I would say often, actually means 90 days. So what does all this mean? What it means is if in a given month you have laid off or permanently terminated, to make it easier, a certain number of employees, perhaps 20, and then plan 30 days later to lay off another 20 employees, and it's all part of the same reduction program, plan, whatever, to right size your workforce, for example, then that would likely still be covered as an event for which you have to give notice, in which case you would have to give notice in New York 90 days before the first employee is affected back in the first month, even though you won't reach the 25-person threshold until sometime in the second or third month. So while the default definitions say 30 days, it's really 90 days unless the employer can show that there's two or more separate groups within the 90-day window that are caused by different circumstances. So for example, if you had two different departments doing two entirely different things in your organization and you had to make reductions in month one in one department or group because of a certain change in business, and then a couple months later there's an entirely separate change in business, loss of a customer, or hypothetically you've lost a patent suit, you can no longer produce this different object or something like that, and you have to separately lay off or terminate employees in that department, then you might be able to show that only 30-day windows are relevant. So again, this gets pretty complicated, but I would just say for starters, when you're looking for those in New York 25 employment losses to see if you might have a notice obligation, you should probably start at looking at a 90-day window and then look for exceptions and carve out, working back from that.